What's up, everyone? My name is Alex, and welcome to my little corner of the internet. I had kind of a serious topic to talk about. I mean, this is just like Friday filler content, and it's it's been on my mind. I just did not know how to talk about it. I needed a lot of planning. Let's fix that mic. That looks really awful. So I wanted to talk about my name. I gave so little thought into what I wanted for a name. I mean, my first name is probably always going to be Alex. I picked up that name just on a whim. I liked the way it sounded, and it had nothing to do with a favorite character or like giving me any kind of like gender euphoria other than just being a male name. It wasn't really based in anything. I had no history with that name. No one's ever called me that before I made the decision. It just came out of nowhere. And I chose my middle name, Jordan, because I my mom had this theme going where all of her male children had first or a middle name that began with the letter J. So I wanted to follow that theme and pick a J middle name to kind of solidify, like, yeah, I'm male too. I'm also a guy, so I think that I should, follow that pattern of middle name, like the middle name beginning with J. And from there, I didn't give any thought into my last name, which I don't really want to mention. My last name's been on this channel. There's videos where I put it on the letterboard behind me. I don't know why I did. That was such a ridiculous idea. But I just went with the last name I had before I was adopted because I wanted separation from my adopted last name, just personal reasons. And I just went with that last name. I was like, well, I mean, that's what my last name was before I was adopted, so I might as well just use that, I guess. It's my mom's maiden name. So, I went with that name, and I was proud of the name I chose, even though I didn't really pick my own name based on, like, myself, my interests, my, like, gender euphoria, anything like that. Like, I chose it just because I thought it made sense with, it's a family name, basically. Just some random guy's name that I just chose without putting much thought into it. A middle name based on how my brother's middle names are, and then the last name based on what my last name used to be, what my mom's maiden name is, and what my older brother's last name is. Because my older brother wasn't adopted, I was. So, kind of a mess there. Not too hard to explain, just not the conventional, like, I was not adopted by a pair of parents, just one. Now, because of some recent familial issues, some issues within the family that have kind of sparked a reminder of why I left in the first place, I just don't want any kind of attachment to that last name. It's almost a trigger for me now. Like, I was just using the last name because, like, it just made sense and I could kind of separate my emotions from the last name. But I don't know, just something had clicked and I just wanted nothing. I have not wanted anything to do with that last name. So I started changing my last name or omitting my last name on all my social media. My, like, Facebook, which no one can find me on Facebook. It's just my, like, personal, like, Facebook that has nothing to do with what I do on the internet. I changed it so that it just says Alex Jordan. There's no last name. I started taking the last name off of things like my gaming channel, which is privated now. No one can find me on there. I stopped using that last name just because of what it reminded me of. And for once, I want a choice. I was not given a choice when I was adopted. My older brother was given a choice. Do you want to be adopted or not? he said no. So he got to keep his last name. I was not given a choice in how I was raised, and just I want a choice in my name, more of a choice in my name, and I need a new last name. I had a choice in what my first and middle name were, so why not choose my last name? The struggle is that I have so many like interesting ideas for last names. Just I will show you a list. I'll put it on screen, and I'm also going to pull up that list as well. So I have this long list of potential last names, and some of them work really well. They could work really well for a first name. They're like I might reuse a lot of these for like OCs because they're really nice names, but I don't see myself changing my first name unless it was kind of like a nickname or a screen name, like how I use Stormy, but kind of like a stage name, some kind of pseudonym. Maybe I'd like write under like a fake name or something, but they're all based on like space. It's all like pretty much all space themed, and I guess my fiance didn't really like any of the last names. He said they sound very much like me, but not a name he would want to take if we get married. So I'm trying to figure out just, what should I do? Like, I want something that works. I want something that sounds interesting, something that sounds like it really fits, nothing too long, and just, I don't know, just something that like stands out, that I chose myself, that gives me a lot of gender euphoria, either masculine leaning or neutral, but I don't know like what kind of name to go with. I've asked some people on Discord, and a lot of them like Orion, a lot of them like Mercury. There was another one. I personally like Atlas as a last name. I like that last name, but there's a struggle of like getting married and having that last name, or my fiance having that last name. Like I'm thinking too much of what other people think of it. I'm thinking too much of like how it affects someone else if I change my last name. I just don't know. Like, I don't know what to do there. So I guess I'm taking suggestions from viewers. I looked all over for like space-themed baby names and like non-binary names. There's not a lot on last names. Nothing that I can really find. It's mostly first names, and a lot of them are just the typical like completely neutral or unisex first names, and last names there's nothing really out there that jumps out to me. So yeah, it means a lot to me to be able to have this choice, and if I could get suggestions, that would be fantastic. I would like to try out different names, try like writing that new name, signing that new name, and referring to myself with the new name, like first, middle, last, or first and last, like just seeing how it sounds. But I would like complete separation from my family. This is disowning one's family that's a huge thing in the transgender community. It's not always a issue of family disowning a transgender person. Sometimes it's that person separating themselves from their family and deciding, I want nothing to do with this. They are not my family. Chosen family is my family. So I figure if chosen family is more important to me, I think my chosen name should be more important to me. So let me know. I'm taking any kind of suggestions, and maybe someone out there is dealing with the same issue, especially like trying to consider like several names at once and can't really land on one. Let me know what names you like. There's a a handful of them, I'm seeing consistently people are saying, like, I like this one and this one and this one. There's like 3 or 4 that people keep saying they really, really like. So I just want to get different feedback from people. And I mean, space themed or adventurous names, maybe weather themed, like that would be really cool. So I don't know, something that stands out, something different. Anyway, it is starting to rain, and I think that is picking up on my mic. Yep, it's because the walls of my trailer are made out of sheet metal, so I can see that on the audio capture. So I'm going to stop and probably start editing until the rain clears up, and that's about it. I'm signing off for now. See you later.